Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. In this video, I am going to show you step by step that how you can automate Razorpay using Pabbly Connect. So as you know, Razorpay is a popular Indian financial technology company that provides a full stack payment solution for businesses to accept, process and disburse payments. It offers a secure and user-friendly platform to handle various payments, transactions, and it also provides various methods of payment such as debit card, credit cards, net banking, UPI, wallets and international payments as well. Razorpay also provides additional services like subscription billing, automated invoicing and vendor payouts, making it a comprehensive solution for managing financial transactions for your business, and it is widely used by businesses of all the sizes to streamline their payment process and enhance customer experience. So by setting up a simple connection between your Razorpay account and Pabbly Connect, you can automate the entire process of payment collection and reducing manual efforts and minimizing errors in managing these transactions. You can easily integrate Razorpay with other applications such as your CRM applications, email marketing, WhatsApp, Google Sheet to synchronize the data and streamline your operations. And also you can generate and send invoices based on the transactions which are processed by the customers who are making you the payment, ensuring timely and accurate billing of your customers. Overall, it is going to provide a smoother payment experience by automatically updating customers' records and order statuses before the payment activities and providing them user-friendly dashboard to make the payments along with multiple options. So let's get started quickly. As you know, Pabbly Connect is an amazing automation and integration software which helps us to automate all our repetitive tasks without the requirement of any coding and programming skills by setting up connections between our work applications. So you can set up the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect to automate your repetitive task, and you can connect Razorpay with all other applications which you are using for your businesses without any coding and programming skills. This is the homepage of Pabbly Connect where we can reach by tapping the URL pabbly.com/connect in our browser. After coming over here, you will find two options: sign in and sign up for free. So in case if you are already an existing user like me, just click on sign in to log into your account. But if you are a new user, create your free new account just in 2 minutes by clicking on this sign up for free button. Once you will do that, you will be receiving 100 free tasks every month to explore this amazing software and to test multiple automations. As an existing user, currently I'm going to click on sign in. This is all apps section where we can find all the products which are offered by Pabbly. To create this automation, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. So let's click on access now. And you can see it has taken us towards the dashboard of our Pabbly Connect account. On this dashboard, you will find all your workflows which you have created, and you can also create different folders over here on the same dashboard to save your workflow separately and accordingly. Now to create a new workflow, we need to click on this create workflow option. So let's do that. Over here, we have a dialog box which is asking us to provide a name to this workflow. So first of all, I'm going to give a name over here. Automate Razorpay using Pabbly Connect. After giving the name to my workflow, I'm going to select the folder in which I want to save this workflow. So you can see I have a list of folders over here. Among these folders, I'm going to select automations for Razorpay and I will click on create. In this way, I will be able to save my workflow separately. Now, as we have done that, a new screen is open in front of us which contains two extremely important windows. First is the trigger and the other is action. Now, what are trigger and actions? Trigger and actions are the two main concepts, the principles, or we can say these are the building blocks on which the entire automation works. Here the trigger says when this happens and the action says do this. That means the action is the response towards our trigger. So whatever we are going to select in our trigger is going to command the entire workflow, and the actions are going to follow that same command. Therefore, we can have only one trigger in any workflow, but we can add as many action steps as we want. Now let's suppose my objective is that as soon as I'm going to receive a new successful payment in Razorpay, then I want to send a confirmation message to the person who has made the payment on WhatsApp. So for that, let's suppose I'm going to take Razorpay in my trigger and WhatsApp Cloud API through which I want to send the WhatsApp messages to my customers in my action step. But when we are going to set up a connection between these applications, we will be able to see that action is going to follow what the trigger commands. Because when the trigger happens, that means when the payment is received through Razorpay, then only the message will be sent to the customer on WhatsApp, otherwise not. So after understanding the whole concept of trigger and action, let us quickly start connecting Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. One more thing I have to tell you that you can use Razorpay both the ways. You can use Razorpay in your trigger step if you want that on the happening of a specific event inside Razorpay, you want to capture the response and send that response to other application automatically to create the automation. Then you can go for adding Razorpay in your trigger step in the automation. But in case if you want that on the happening of a specific event in any of the application which you're using, you want to send the response towards Razorpay for performing a specific action event, then you have to take Razorpay in action. Okay, in this video I'm going to show you both the methods one by one. So let's start with a trigger. Now here I'm going to tell you how you have to connect Razorpay inside Pabbly Connect as trigger. So let's get started. Now in order to do that, first of all you have to go towards your trigger step and you have to select your trigger application. So because we are connecting Razorpay inside Pabbly Connect as triggers, so our trigger application will be Razorpay for that. Then we have to select the trigger event. Now what is trigger event? Trigger event is the event on the happening of which the workflow is going to trigger or it is going to start. You can see we have list of events over here. So on the happening of whichever event you want to capture the response, such as invoice paid, order paid, payment authorized, payment captured, etc. Then you can select that event over here. Currently, let's suppose I'm going to take the example that whenever I'm going to receive a payment, that means when the payment will be captured. So I want to receive the response, okay, and that too instantly. As we have done that, here we have received a webhook URL. Along with this, here we have also received some instructions. So what we have to do, we have to simply follow the instructions given over here carefully step by step, and we have to insert this webhook URL by following the steps inside Razorpay so that the connection will be built between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect. And as soon as the connection will be built, the webhook URL is going to act as a bridge because it is going to transfer the data of payment capture or any of the event which you are going to select over here in your trigger event from Razorpay towards Pabbly Connect. So I'm going to copy this webhook URL and then I'm going to tell you exactly what you are supposed to do. So for this, I'm going to take you towards my Razorpay dashboard. Over here, you can see I am currently working in a test mode. So this is my test dashboard. So everything I'm going to do will be test. But in your case, I'm just going to show you the steps which you have to follow if you are using live Razorpay dashboard as well. Okay, now what we have to do, we have to set up the connection. So for that, we have to go towards our left section of Razorpay dashboard and we will see the option of accounts and settings over here. After coming over here, we have multiple options. Among these options, we have to select webhooks. So let's select that. Then you can see here are multiple webhooks which are already created for different purposes. To create a new webhook, we have to click on this add new webhook button and then you have to enter the details over here. First of all, we have to provide the webhook URL, the secret, alert emails and etc. So first of all, let's paste the URL which we have copied from Pabbly Connect in this particular field. Then the secret field is optional, so we can just ignore this field for now. The next is alert email, which is also optional, so if you do not want to enter it, you can just ignore it. But the very important thing is active events. Now over here you have to select a specific event on the happening of which you want to send the response towards the webhook URL. Because my trigger event over here is payment capture, that means I want that whenever a payment will be captured inside Razorpay, then I want to send the response towards Pabbly Connect for that. So over here my active events will be payment captured. As I've selected that, I will simply have to click on create webhook. In the similar manner, you have to select your active events over here. Then you will click on create webhook and your webhook will be saved successfully over here. Let's move back towards Pabbly Connect and it is showing waiting for webhook response over here. Now what we have to do, we just have to perform a test submission by capturing a new payment inside Razorpay so that the response of that payment with all the details will be captured inside Pabbly Connect as well. So we'll move forward. Once again, I'm going to take you towards Razorpay. We'll go towards the payment pages or the payment links. Let's suppose I'm going to go towards the payment pages. And these are all the pages I have in my Razorpay account because I'm working in test mode. So these are all test payment pages. One of the page I'm going to open from here. Let's suppose this digital dynamics page and I'm going to copy the link of this page. I will open it in a new tab and I'm going to submit the payment. So this is the checkout page of the product which I am selling, Digital Dynamo Mastering Marketing. This is digital marketing course for which I have created a checkout page. The person who wants to purchase this will have to open this page and they have to enter the details in these fields to submit the payment and to purchase it. So I will just enter the details over here. The amount is already selected over here as 999. Now we have to enter the first name, last name, email and phone number. So I'm going to simply enter the first name. Let's say the first name of the customer who is purchasing this product is dummy. The last name is, let's say, customer. I'm going to enter email address. Let's suppose dummy user 400@pablitudes.com and a random phone number. After entering all the details, I will simply click on pay. And now it is providing me multiple methods to make the payment. So I'm going to go with UPI and I'm going to use my UPI ID, the test UPI ID which I've received through Razorpay for making this test payment. Okay. After entering the UPI ID, I will simply click on verify and pay. And over here you can see that the payment for rupees 999 is successful. Now we'll go back towards Pabbly Connect and you can see as we have made the payment inside Razorpay, the response is quickly and instantly captured inside Pabbly Connect. In this response, you will find all the details related to the payment and the customer. Over here we have the payload payment entity VPA. That means the UPI ID through which the payment is received. Then we'll scroll down here. The type of event is payment captured. Then we have the order ID which is going to be unique for each and every order. Here we have the phone number of the customer, the first name, last name, email address, the payment method through which he has made this payment, entity ID. Over here we have the currency type. When we'll scroll down, here we have the amount which is received and all other details. This means that the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect is absolutely successful. One more thing I have to tell you in this response, that because if you remember, we have made the payment for 999, but in the response we have received the amount as 99920. That means 99,900 rupees. So I want to tell you one more important thing, that when you are going to receive any response from Razorpay, when the payment will be captured, 2 zeros in the amount will always be extras. So if you want to just transfer this response along with the correct details to any other application, you have to remove these 2 zeros. And you can do that with the help of number formatter. With the help of number formatter, you can simply format this number with the help of math operation. You can divide the amount which you have received in the response with 100 so that the 2 extra zeros could be removed from the amount. Okay. In this way, your automation is going to work. So these were the steps which you have to follow in order to set up the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect as trigger. I hope the steps are clear to you. Now we are going to move forward towards learning how to use Razorpay in action. For that, we will move forward towards the next scenario. Now in this scenario, let's suppose I have an NGO with a name as Humanity Across Borders and I want to connect donations for that NGO. Now for collecting these donations, I have created a form, donation form with the help of Jot form, in which I have entered all the details. So here, let's suppose this is my form. It contains following fields such as name, email address, phone number and the amount which the customer want to donate. Now, based on the amount which they are going to enter in this particular form, I'm going to generate a customized payment link for that particular donor and I want to send this payment link to the donor over email. So for generating these payment links, I'm going to use Razorpay, and now in order to automate this entire process, I will have to set up a connection between Jot form and Razorpay in such a way that as soon as the response will be received in Jot form, whenever a donor is going to submit this form, based on the response they have submitted, a payment link will be generated with the help of Razorpay and it will be sent to that same donor by using the details which he has submitted in the form over email. So by using this scenario, I'm going to show you how you have to use Razorpay in your action step, okay, for creating your automation. For that, you just have to take your trigger application which you want to connect with Razorpay. When you will receive the response, you need to transfer that response towards Razorpay automatically. So I've already captured the response from Jot form. Over here in this response, you can see here we have received the webhook URL through which this connection is built, the username of my Jot form account. Over here we have received the submission ID. Then when we'll scroll down, here I have received the amount which the customer want to pay. Here we have received the phone number, okay, the country code. Over here we have the email address, the first name, last name, and when we'll scroll down, here we have received some other details as well. So in this way, the connection between Jot form and Pabbly Connect is successful. Now, as I've received this response from the donor, I want to generate the payment link for that person. Now to do that, we have to use Razorpay in our action step. For that, we have already selected the action application as Razorpay. Now we have to select the action event, and the action event will be create payment link. Okay, I have selected that. Then I will click on connect. Now here, how you have to build the connection in action. For that, you have to use a key ID and the key secret. And how we are going to get that, I'm going to tell you exactly what we are supposed to do for that. To build this connection, you will go towards Razorpay once again. You will go towards account and settings. Over here, we have the option of API keys. This is my API key. You have to just click on regenerate test key button. And it is asking us, do you want to deactivate the old one? So I will select yes. And I will click on confirm and deactivate. So here is my key ID and over here is my key secret. So first of all, I'm going to copy the key ID and I will paste it over here. Then I have the key secret. So I will copy that as well and I will paste it over here. Done. Let's click on save, and with this the Razorpay account is successfully connected with Pabbly Connect. As we have done that, now we have to enter the details in these fields for generating the payment link. So over here it is asking us the amount. First of all, you have to enter the amount for which you want to generate this payment link. Because I am creating customized payment links for each and every donor according to the amount which they have submitted in the response which they want to donate for my NGO. So here I will simply have to enter the amount which is going to be changed each time. So how we are going to do that? Instead of entering the details manually, we will simply map the data from a previous step. As you know, we have already received the details of the donor as well as the amount which he has to pay in our earlier response. So what we will do, we will simply map the amount which we have received. When we have mapped this amount, it has become dynamic. That means with each and every new response, it is automatically going to replace. So now whenever a new jot form submission will be made by a donor and the response will be captured, automatically the amount and all of the details which we are going to map over here in these fields are going to replace, and in this way we are going to automate the entire process of payment link generation for jot form response. Now it is given over here that amount must be in the smallest unit of the currency. For example, pass 1000 for 10. So as I told you in the earlier step as well, when we were connecting Razorpay with Pabbly Connect as trigger, that Razorpay considers amount with 2 extra zeros. So when we have received the trigger response from Razorpay, if you remember, we have received 2 extra zeros in the amount. The amount was 999, but we have received 999 but 2 extra zeros. So over here also we have to provide the amount with 2 extra zeros. So for whichever amount you want to create the payment link, you have to enter the amount with 2 extra zeros in this particular field, and that will be static each time. So I will simply enter it manually only. Now we'll move forward. It is asking us in which currency you want to generate the payment link. So my currency will be generally INR. I have entered it because I reside in India and I'm going to take the donations from Indians only. Then here we have the type, which is link. We want to generate the link. Here you can provide the description for your payment link. So I'm going to give the description for the donation payment link as: thank you for your support. Click the secure payment link below to complete your donation to humanity across borders. Your generous contribution will help us provide vital assistance and create positive change for communities in need. So this is the description. Then we have the name, the customer's name for which you are creating this payment link. So the name of the customer we have already received in our earlier response. We will simply map that. Here we have the first name. I will use a space, and this is the last name. Then I will map the email address of the customer, contact number. Then here we have some other details. Then the mandatory field is expiry date, that up till when this payment link is going to work and after which date it is going to expire. So it is given in that note that timestamp must be at least 30 minutes in future, and you have to provide the expiry date in the timestamp format. Timestamp is actually the mix of date and time. So you have to provide the expiry date in timestamp format. Along with it, it is mandatory that the timestamp must be at least 30 minutes in future. So how I am going to enter the expiry date over here? For this, I am going to use one more action step in between. As soon as I'm going to receive the jot form response, the workflow is going to trigger and it is going to fetch out the current date of that specific date on which the form is received. As soon as the current date will be fetched out, it will be modified and I'm going to add 2 days in that same current date. I will add the 2 days every time when the response will be received. So that means the expiry date will be 2 days of the payment link generation. So as soon as the payment link will be created, instantly it is going to be sent to the customer through WhatsApp, and after 2 days it will be expire. This means that the customer will have to make the donation within 2 days when the customer has received this particular payment link. Alright, so now I'm going to click on this add action step button and I'm going to select my action application as date time formatter, which is an amazing feature which helps us to format the date and time in the workflow according to our requirements. Here our action event will be modify current date. So it is first going to fetch out the current date every time the response is received, and according to that date it is going to add 2 days extra in that particular date. So we will receive the actual date. Okay, let's click on connect. Then here it is asking us the date format, that in which format you want to generate the current date. So I'm going to use simple format currently. Date, month and year. Then it is asking us the time zone. So according to your country you can select your time zone. Because I reside in India, so I'm going to select Asia, Kolkata over here. Then here it is asking us the operation, what operation you want to perform. I want to add. Then it is asking us unit. So I'm going to add 2 days in the date. So I want to add 2 days. So the value will be 2 over here. So when we have done that, let's click on save and send test request button. And over here we have received the date. Today is 2nd of September 2024 and we have received the response of 2 days after, that is 4th of September 2024. Now we are going to change this particular date which we have received. This is my expiry date. I'm going to transform it into timestamp. For that I will click on this add action step button once again, and my action application over here will be date time formatter. Our action event will be format date only, and we'll click on connect. As we have done that, now it's asking us which date you want to format. So the date is here. This is my expiry date. It is asking us from format. That means in which format you have received this date. I have received this date in this date, month, year format. And in which format you want the date? Actually, I want the date in the timestamp format. So I will simply select timestamp over here. Then I will click on save and send test request button. And here you can see I've received the response. This is my expiry date in the timestamp format, which I'm going to map over here in this expiry date field. In this way, you have to enter the expiry date, and here we are done. When we have done that, let's click on save and send test request button. And you can see here we have received this response. In this response, you can see we have received all the details. And over here, when we'll scroll down, here we have the short URL, that means the payment link, which is generated in the customized format. And you can add your action steps for sending this payment link in whichever way you want. If you want to send it over WhatsApp, you can add WhatsApp Cloud API or other API applications. And if you want to send it over email, so you can add Gmail or Outlook email according to your choice. In this way, you're going to use Razorpay in your action event. I have just taken the example of jot form, but you can take any of the trigger event according to your choice. And in this way, you have to generate the payment links. Also, in the similar manner, you can use any of the action event you want, which you want to perform for creating an item, for creating an order, for creating a plan, and etc. So I hope these steps are clear to you. These are the steps which you have to follow actually in order to set up the connection between Razorpay and Pabbly Connect in trigger as well as in action. I hope this video is helpful for you. Thank you for watching.
Not only these applications, but you can integrate multiple such applications without any coding or programming skills with the help of Pabbly Connect. Now, if you have any doubt, you can reach out to us at support@pabbly.com. If you want to ask any query, you can reach out to us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issue, you can reach out to the website given over here. Now, if you find this video helpful, do not forget to share it with your friends. And also, please like our video and subscribe our channel for more such amazing automations.